Hey there! Throughout this video, you're going to uncover and be amazed by the darkest and most fascinating secrets of the greatest predator to ever walk the earth, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. But let me ask you this. What do you really know about the King of the Dinosaurs? Was it the ruthless hunter we see in movies? Or perhaps something far more complex and unexpected? Get ready to uncover the mysteries hidden in its fossils, its surprising intelligence, and what made it so feared in a world full of giants. One thing I can promise. By the end of this video, you'll never look at the T-Rex the same way again. Ready to embark on this prehistoric journey? Then let's begin. Imagine a world where the air was warmer, vegetation thrived in abundance, and the earth was ruled by creatures we now only see in movies or documentaries. It was the late Cretaceous period, about 68 to 66 million years ago. In the vastness of dense forests and towering mountains that stretched across what we now know as North America, roamed a true sovereign, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. This was an era of giants, but none held the title of king quite like the T-Rex. It ruled over a landscape that blended flat plains, winding rivers, and imposing mountains. These forests were so dense that sunlight barely reached the ground in some areas, creating a constant twilight where predators and prey fought relentless battles for survival. The tropical climate supported lush vegetation, with cycads, giant ferns, and trees resembling modern-day araucarias, forming a scene that could have been pulled straight from a surreal painting. The T-Rex's prey, such as ceratopsids, including the famous Triceratops and hadrosaurs, also thrived in this environment. These herbivores depended on the abundant plant life for sustenance but lived in constant vigilance, fully aware that the snap of a branch or the trembling of the ground could signal the approach of the greatest land predator to ever exist. The T-Rex didn't dominate its territory through brute force alone. It was adapted to be a true survivor in a world full of challenges. While other predators struggled to stay alive, the T-Rex always seemed to find a way to thrive. Its footprints, some measuring over 80 centimeters, more than 30 inches, in length, are still found fossilized today, a silent reminder of its absolute dominance. Thus, the King of the Dinosaurs was no mere symbolic title. It shaped the ecosystem, dictating who lived and who perished, ensuring its presence was felt in every corner of its vast territory. The title King of the Dinosaurs wasn't just symbolic. The Tyrannosaurus Rex literally commanded respect with its massive size. Picture a colossal creature, 12 meters long from snout to tail, standing nearly 4 meters tall at the hips. Now consider its weight about 9 tons. That's roughly the weight of a modern school bus, compressed into an agile and lethal predator. When the T-Rex walked, the sheer force of its footsteps likely made the ground tremble. With each step, the sound would echo through the forest, warning every creature nearby that the king was approaching. Even without seeing it, both prey and smaller predators could sense the looming threat, a stark reminder that survival demanded constant vigilance. Its body was a machine built for dominance. A robust torso housed powerful muscles needed to support its enormous mass. Its long, muscular legs, like sturdy pillars, allowed it to move surprisingly fast for its size. Estimates suggest that the T-Rex could reach speeds of up to 20 miles per hour in short bursts, fast enough to overtake many of its prey, especially in ambush scenarios. Its long, heavy tail wasn't just a counterbalance. It was a crucial tool for maintaining stability. When running or making sharp turns to chase prey, the tail acted like a rudder, enabling precise movements that made the T-Rex more agile than you'd expect for an animal of its colossal build. What truly marked its presence, however, wasn't just its size. It was the lethal combination of strength, speed, and strategy. Imagine seeing it emerge from the trees, its massive head swaying side to side as it searched for its next meal. For any creature crossing its path, that sight must have been utterly terrifying. And hey, are you enjoying these fascinating facts and stories about the King of the Dinosaurs? If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. This way, you'll never miss an epic tale about dinosaurs and other prehistoric giants. Now, let's keep going. The T-Rex's massive size wasn't its only advantage. Its true supremacy lay in its deadly arsenal. The jaws of the Tyrannosaurus Rex were a marvel of natural engineering, capable of delivering a bite so powerful it could crush bones with ease. Modern studies estimate its bite force at an astounding 35,000 newtons, the highest ever recorded for a land animal. To put that into perspective, it's like having a car flattened by a hydraulic press in a matter of seconds. Each of its teeth was a masterpiece of destruction. Large, conical, and slightly curved, the T-Rex's teeth could reach up to 12 inches in length, including the root. These dagger-like teeth weren't just sharp. They were serrated, designed to tear through flesh with remarkable efficiency. With teeth built to slice and crush, the T-Rex wasted nothing. It could consume meat, muscles, and even bones, extracting every last nutrient from its meals. And the sound? Imagine the crack of bones being crushed in its jaws, like dry branches snapping underfoot. Its ability to devour an entire prey quickly was essential in a world where every meal could be interrupted by another predator or a rival from its own species. The T-Rex's jaws weren't just powerful. They were surprisingly agile. It could adjust the pressure of its bite to target different parts of its prey, making it incredibly versatile. This ability explains how it could overpower both smaller prey and massive animals like the Triceratops. Its enormous head, measuring over 5 feet in length, was supported by incredibly strong neck muscles, allowing for quick, devastating movements during an attack. Yet, despite its immense power, one feature of the T-Rex puzzled both paleontologists and the public: its short arms. In stark contrast to its jaws, these arms seemed disproportionate, almost comical at first glance. However, they held a fascinating story of their own. The stark contrast between the T-Rex's massive jaws and its curiously short arms is undoubtedly one of the most intriguing aspects of this legendary creature. Measuring just over 3 feet in length, its arms were proportionally tiny compared to its enormous body. Yet, despite appearances, they were far from useless. In fact, they hid a surprising amount of strength. Each arm was equipped with 2 fingers tipped with sharp, curved claws. These claws, combined with the arm's muscular build, suggest they could handle extremely heavy loads. Studies indicate that each arm could lift up to 400 pounds, the equivalent of hoisting a large adult with ease. This strength made the arms far more functional than they appeared, perhaps assisting in holding down prey or stabilizing it during a powerful bite. One widely accepted theory is that these arms served as a kind of anchor during attacks. When the T-Rex clamped its jaws around its prey, it might have used its arms to grip and hold it steady while its massive jaws delivered the killing blow. Another hypothesis suggests the arms played a role in mating, helping the T-Rex balance or hold onto a partner. Despite their practical uses, the T-Rex's short arms have been a source of fascination and humor in popular culture. Movies, shows, and memes often joke about how the King of the Dinosaurs might have struggled with simple tasks, like scratching its own nose. Yet, in the context of its time, these arms were more than sufficient for the needs of one of history's most fearsome predators. Still, the short arms raise an intriguing question about its lifestyle. Was the T-Rex a solitary hunter that relied entirely on its powerful jaws? Or did it use its keen senses to scavenge and make the most of easier meals? This leads us to a hotly debated topic among paleontologists. Was the T-Rex a relentless predator or an opportunistic scavenger? Now it's your turn. What do you find most impressive about the T-Rex? Its bone-crushing bite or the mystery behind its short arms? Let us know in the comments. Now let's keep going. The T-Rex is often remembered as the greatest predator to ever walk the earth. But was it truly a relentless hunter? Or did it lean more toward the opportunistic approach of feeding on carcasses? This remains one of paleontology's most fascinating debates and continues to divide experts to this day. On one hand, the T-Rex had remarkable traits that qualified it as a natural-born hunter. Its binocular vision was highly developed, allowing for exceptional depth perception, a critical skill for judging distances and planning precise attacks. Additionally, its wide nostrils and a highly developed olfactory bulb suggest it had an incredibly keen sense of smell, capable of detecting prey or carcasses from miles away. The T-Rex didn't just hunt, it tracked. However, some paleontologists argue that the T-Rex might have been largely a scavenger. Its acute sense of smell wasn't only useful for hunting, it could also easily detect carrion, Feeding on readily available carcasses would have been an efficient way to conserve energy in a competitive environment. Furthermore, fossils of T-Rex show evidence of healed wounds, indicating it frequently engaged in battles, perhaps over territory or food, even with other T-Rexes. The T-Rex's bone structure also provides intriguing clues. Its robust body was built for power and endurance, but not for long pursuits. While some prey, like hadrosaurs, may have been faster in straight-line sprints, the T-Rex likely relied on ambush tactics, using the dense forest as cover to silently close in before delivering a devastating attack. Moreover, bite marks found on dinosaur fossils reveal that the T-Rex could crush bones, an unusual trait among predators. This suggests it was adapted to consuming carcasses and extracting nutrients even from bones, something other dinosaurs could not do. For the T-Rex, no scrap of meat or bone went to waste. Perhaps the truth lies somewhere in between. The T-Rex may have been both an efficient predator and a pragmatic scavenger. In a harsh, competitive world, survival demanded flexibility. Picture it ambushing a Triceratops at dawn, only to scavenge the remains of another animal killed by natural causes later that same day. This duality made it an unstoppable force. Regardless of its dietary habits, one thing is clear. The T-Rex excelled at adapting and thriving in a challenging environment. This adaptability may have been the key to its reign. Hunting, whether through ambush or open pursuit, required more than instinct. It demanded strategy and calculated behavior, skills the T-Rex mastered with unmatched prowess. The life of a T-Rex was guided by more than brute strength. It was shaped by instinct, strategy, and behaviors that continue to fascinate scientists and ignite imaginations today. Much speculation surrounds how this giant prehistoric predator hunted and interacted with its environment, and every new discovery brings us closer to understanding its complex mind. Picture this: a T-Rex lurking in the shadows of a dense forest, its eyes locked on a herd of Triceratops grazing in an open clearing. It doesn't charge in recklessly, knowing it must carefully choose its target. A strong adult could put up a deadly fight, but a younger or weaker individual, that would be the perfect prize. And so, the T-Rex waits, motionless, until the exact right moment to strike, its heavy breaths almost imperceptible. This ability to plan an ambush was a hallmark of its hunting strategy. Contrary to earlier assumptions, the T-Rex wasn't just a clumsy sprinter. Its speed, combined with raw strength and precision, made it lethal in direct attacks. Yet its patience and cunning were just as vital. Wasting energy could mean the difference between life and death in such a competitive environment. Another fascinating area of debate is its social behavior. For years, the T-Rex was thought to be a solitary hunter, roaming vast territories alone. However, fossils found in close proximity suggest that, on occasion, tyrannosaurs may have hunted or fed in groups. This doesn't necessarily mean they were social creatures in the modern sense, but they might have collaborated in certain situations, or at least tolerated each other's presence to improve their odds of success. Even when hunting solo, the T-Rex needed a mix of skill and stamina to overpower its prey. Fossil evidence reveals bite marks on bones of animals that survived initial attacks, suggesting that sometimes the T-Rex would weaken its victim with a bite and then return later to finish the job. This technique reinforces the idea that the T-Rex was a strategist, not just a brute force predator. His territorial behavior was likely fierce. Studies suggest that adult T-Rexes established hunting grounds, marking their dominance and eliminating any competitor who dared intrude. This territoriality might also have influenced their social interactions, restricting them to critical moments such as feeding or mating. And what about communication? Many paleontologists believe the T-Rex used low-frequency sounds, possibly vibrations that traveled through air and ground, to communicate or intimidate rivals. These vocalizations, akin to growls or guttural roars, would have been an unmistakable signature of its presence. This complex behavior makes the T-Rex far more than a predator reliant on sheer power. It was a creature finely tuned to its environment, capable of ruling with a mix of cunning, patience, and raw strength. And for all this to be possible, it relied on something few dinosaurs possessed in equal measure: a surprisingly developed brain. Behind the T-Rex's brute strength and colossal size was a brain that made this dinosaur an even more formidable force. While many dinosaurs were known for having relatively small brains compared to their body size, the T-Rex was a remarkable exception. Its brain was proportionally larger and more developed, particularly in areas critical for survival. One standout feature was the T-Rex's olfactory bulb, which was enormous. This structure, responsible for processing smells, was an essential tool in its arsenal. Imagine it traversing vast territories, detecting the scent of prey, carcasses, or rivals from miles away. Its sense of smell was so keen that it rivaled modern-day birds like vultures, which are renowned for locating carrion across wide-open landscapes with pinpoint accuracy. But the T-Rex wasn't just a giant nose. Its optic lobes were also impressively advanced, suggesting it had excellent vision. With forward-facing eyes, it possessed binocular vision, a rare ability among dinosaurs. This gave it exceptional depth perception, crucial for calculating the distance to its prey and navigating complex terrain. Contrary to how movies often depict it, the T-Rex didn't lose sight of objects that stayed still. It was fully capable of tracking subtle movements and pinpointing prey with surgical precision. Another remarkable area of the T-Rex's brain was associated with behavior and learning. While it wasn't a genius by human standards, it was clearly more intelligent than many of its contemporaries. Studies suggest it could learn patterns and adapt its hunting strategies based on experience. This meant that the older a T-Rex got, the more formidable and skilled it became as a predator. Its highly developed senses made it a master tracker, but also contributed to its survival in a dangerous world. The T-Rex had to remain vigilant, constantly aware of rivals, competitors, and potential threats that could lead to fatal injuries. This perpetual alertness made the T-Rex not just an efficient hunter but a resilient survivor. The intelligence and refined senses of the T-Rex didn't go unnoticed in popular imagination. They played a major role in building its reputation as one of the most fascinating and feared dinosaurs in history. Its ability to dominate its environment and outwit prey with cunning and brute strength has made it an icon that transcends science, leaving a lasting imprint on culture in ways few other animals ever have. This is how the T-Rex became a true legend, not only in its own time but also in the modern era. It shaped its ancient ecosystem and continues to influence how we see it today, in films, TV series, and documentaries, where it's portrayed as an unstoppable monster or a symbol of unmatched power. If you're enjoying this story as much as we love telling it, make sure to hit that like button. It helps us bring even more incredible content about the world of dinosaurs straight to you. Now let's keep going. Since the first T-Rex fossils were discovered in 1902, this prehistoric colossus quickly captured the world's imagination. With its massive size, terrifying jaws, and reputation as the ultimate predator, it became the quintessential symbol of dinosaurs. Like any icon, its image has been shaped by both science and popular culture. Who could forget the iconic scene from Jurassic Park, 1993, where the T-Rex bursts through the electric fence and lets out a roar so powerful it seems to shake the air itself? That moment cemented its status as the most fearsome and fascinating dinosaur in cinematic history. While modern science challenges some details, like the likelihood that a T-Rex's roar was less of a deafening scream and more of a deep, bone-rattling rumble akin to vibrations, the impact of that portrayal is undeniable. It elevated the T-Rex from a museum specimen to a cultural legend. Yet, the T-Rex's journey in popular culture began long before Jurassic Park. In 1918, it had already starred in silent cinema, appearing in The Ghost of Slumber Mountain, where it terrified characters in a fictional setting. From there, it was portrayed as a relentless monster in countless movies and TV shows, often exaggerated but always captivating. Science also played a significant role in its rise to fame. In the early 20th century, the T-Rex was considered the largest carnivorous dinosaur known, a title it held for decades until more recent discoveries, like Spinosaurus, challenged that claim. Still, the T-Rex retained its symbolic crown, not just for its size, but for its complexity as a predator, striking a perfect balance between raw power and intelligence. The T-Rex also became a staple in the collective imagination through toys, games, and comic books. Children grew up playing with T-Rex figurines, while adults marveled at documentaries like Walking with Dinosaurs, which depicted it in realistic and scientifically accurate ways. Its image evolved over time, reflecting both advancements in paleontology and changes in how the public perceived dinosaurs. Not everything about the T-Rex's portrayal in popular culture aligns with reality, though. For years, movies and books depicted it as a scaly, lumbering beast, until newer discoveries suggested it may have had feathers on parts of its body, particularly during its juvenile years. While this didn't make the King of the Dinosaurs any less fearsome, it added a layer of realism and reminded us of the complexity of these ancient creatures. The T-Rex has also become a universal symbol of power and resilience. Its likeness is used in logos, advertisements, and even memes, where its intimidating appearance is paired with humor, especially jokes about its famously short arms. It has transcended its role as a prehistoric animal to become a cultural icon representing strength, mystery, and, of course, a bit of fun. As science continues to advance and we learn more about the T-Rex, its presence in popular culture only grows stronger. It's not just a dinosaur. It's a living legend, shaped by its fossilized remains and human imagination alike. Yet, even kings must face the end of their reign, and the T-Rex was no exception. It was the twilight of the Cretaceous period, around 66 million years ago. For millions of years, the T-Rex had reigned as the supreme predator of its world. But now it faced a challenge that no instinct, strength, or strategy could overcome. The environment was changing in ways it, or any creature of the time, could never have imagined. Something catastrophic was about to unfold, and the roar of the king would soon be silenced forever. The setting at first seemed familiar. The T-Rex still ruled over dense forests and vast plains, but the environment was showing signs of strain. Fossil records indicate that during this time, the planet was experiencing climatic instability. Volcanoes in what is now the Deccan Plateau in India were spewing massive amounts of carbon dioxide and sulfur into the atmosphere, triggering global climate shifts. Temperatures fluctuated unpredictably, disrupting vegetation and the ecosystems that depended on it. Yet the T-Rex persisted, adapting, hunting, and surviving as it had for millions of years. Until one seemingly ordinary day, something extraordinary happened. A massive asteroid, measuring 6 to 9 miles in diameter, tore through the sky and collided with what is now the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. The impact unleashed energy equivalent to billions of atomic bombs, setting the sky ablaze and sending shockwaves that devastated the surrounding area. Earthquakes and tsunamis swept across continents, marking the start of a global catastrophe. For the T-Rex, the effects weren't immediate. It was thousands of miles from ground zero, but the consequences of the impact rippled across the globe. Ash and soot from the collision filled the atmosphere, blocking sunlight and plunging the planet into a global winter. Temperatures plummeted, and vegetation began to vanish, taking with it the prey on which the T-Rex depended for survival. What followed was a period of famine, freezing temperatures, and chaos. Large animals like the T-Rex were among the most vulnerable, requiring vast amounts of food to sustain themselves. Herds of herbivores dwindled, and competition for resources intensified to lethal levels. Even the mighty T-Rex could not withstand the systemic destruction brought on by this event. Fossils found in various parts of the world suggest that the decline of the T-Rex was relatively rapid in geological terms. Within just a few thousand years after the asteroid's impact, no tyrannosaurs remained on Earth. Its reign had ended not in battle, but under the unstoppable forces of nature. However, the T-Rex left an indelible mark on the planet. Even as the ash of the cataclysm lingered in the atmosphere, the fossils of tyrannosaurs remained buried, waiting for the day when they would be unearthed by us millions of years later. The extinction marked the end of its physical existence, but it was the beginning of its eternal legacy. The event's devastation reshaped the planet but also cleared the way for the evolution of new life forms, including the mammals that would eventually lead to humans. In many ways, the end of the T-Rex paved the way for the world as we know it today. The T-Rex may have vanished from the Earth millions of years ago, but its legacy remains vibrant and alive in both science and popular culture. It is more than just a fossil. It is a symbol of power, mystery, and resilience. A creature that continues to spark human imagination and remind us of the grandeur and fragility of life. Every fossilized bone of a T-Rex tells a story. Since Barnum Brown discovered the first fossils in 1902, the T-Rex has offered us a glimpse into a lost world and a predator that seemed unbeatable. But its story doesn't end in museums. Modern studies continue to uncover fascinating secrets. For instance, microscopic marks on its teeth reveal that it could repeatedly bite through bones without wearing down its jaws, a unique trait among terrestrial predators. Additionally, the discovery of preserved soft tissues in T-Rex fossils has opened the door to studies that could unlock even more about its biology. Researchers have analyzed proteins that survive the ages, bringing us closer to understanding how these giants lived and perhaps how they connect to modern birds. Yes, the T-Rex's closest descendants still walk among us, in the form of birds, a connection that suggests the T-Rex's reign has never truly ended. Scientifically, the T-Rex continues to fuel debates. Did it really have feathers? Was it faster or slower than we once thought? The T-Rex challenges us to look beyond assumptions and deepen our understanding of the past. In popular culture, the T-Rex's impact is undeniable. It is the star of movies, the hero of books, and the inspiration for toys that captivate generations. But it also carries a profound lesson. Even the King of Dinosaurs was not immune to the forces of nature. Its story reminds us that life on Earth is ever-changing, and that even the mightiest can fall in the face of drastic shifts. Perhaps the greatest legacy of the T-Rex lies in how it connects us to the past. Every time we look at a fossil, a documentary, or even a movie featuring the iconic roar of the T-Rex, we are transported to a time when these giants ruled the Earth. For a moment, we can feel the majesty of an era long gone. The T-Rex may have faced its final roar, but its echo still resonates in our imagination. It is not just the King of the Dinosaurs. It is an eternal symbol of strength and mystery, driving us to explore the past and seek answers about our own place in the world. Did you enjoy exploring the reign of the T-Rex with us? If so, don't forget to hit the like button, share what surprised you most in the comments, and subscribe to the channel so you can join us for more prehistoric adventures. See you in the next video.